We use it every single day, right? But almost no one really knows how it works under the hood. Well, today we're going to decode the incredible system that makes all of our instant digital payments possible.
I mean, it seriously feels like magic, doesn't it? You can send money to someone hundreds of miles away and bam, it's there before you can even lock your phone. But here's the thing. It's not magic, and it's definitely not teleportation. It's actually a brilliantly designed system, and we're about to see exactly how it's put together.
For us, the whole experience is just beautifully simple. A couple of taps, you punch in that unique ID, and you're done. No account numbers, no IFSC codes, none of that old school stuff. But behind those super simple actions is this symphony of technology working in perfect harmony. What we see, what we feel as instant is really just an illusion. It's a very clever one, crafted by an incredibly sophisticated piece of infrastructure. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's really happening in those 2 seconds. Okay, first things first, let's clear up the biggest misconception out there. So many people think UPI is PhonePe or it is Google Pay. Nope, not at all. Those apps, they're just the tip of the iceberg. Think of them as the friendly storefronts we walk into. The real power, the entire network of highways that our money travels on, that's the UPI infrastructure, and it's all hidden way down below the surface. All right, so to understand this network, we've got to meet the team. Every single transaction, I don't care if it's for 1 rupee or 10,000, involves a whole cast of characters, and each one is playing a very specific and very crucial role. And here they are, the 5 core players. First, there's you, obviously. Then there's the app you're using. You've got your bank and the bank of the person you're paying. And then there's the most important player, the one you've probably never even thought about, the NPCI. So what is NPCI? The best way to think about it is as the air traffic controller for all digital money in India. It's this neutral, nonprofit organization that doesn't actually hold any of your money. Instead, its job is to tell every single rupee exactly which runway to land on, making sure there are absolutely no collisions. It is the central brain of the entire operation.
So now that we know who's on the team, let's actually follow the data. We're going to trace the exact path a payment request takes from the moment you tap that send button to the second your friend gets that money credited notification.
And you know what? The whole journey starts with a clue that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. The UPI ID itself. That little part after the @ symbol, yeah, that's not just a random name. It's a specific address. It's a handle that tells our air traffic controller, the NPCI, exactly which airport, which bank the money needs to go to. Okay, so let's walk through this, step by step. You hit pay, your app instantly sends a secure message to your bank. Your bank checks your balance and, crucially, validates your secret PIN. If everything looks good, your bank signals NPCI. NPCI then instantly routes that request to the receiver's bank and says, hey, you've got incoming funds. The receiver's bank credits the money and sends a confirmation all the way back up to chain. And get this, that entire round trip happens in less than 2 seconds. It's wild.
Now, all of this is happening at lightning speed, which brings up a pretty important question, right? How on earth is all of this kept secure? Well, the system is built from the ground up with multiple layers of protection, all designed to make sure your money is safe at every single step of its journey.
One of the coolest security features is something called tokenization, and the valet key analogy is just perfect here. Think about it. You'd give a valet a key that can only start the car, right? Not your master key that opens your house and your safe. It's the same idea. Your UPI app gets a valet key, a secure, temporary token that lets it start a payment, but it never, ever gets the master key to your actual bank account.
And that brings us to the most important secret of all, your PIN. Let me be crystal clear about this. The app never sees it. When you type in your PIN, you are basically putting a secret note inside a sealed, encrypted envelope. The app is just the messenger. It can't see what's inside. It just carries that sealed envelope directly to your bank. Only your bank has the special key to open that envelope and confirm that it's actually you.
But hey, sometimes things go wrong. We've all been there. You see the money leave your account, but your friend swears they never got it. This is where NPCI steps in as the referee. If the debit happens, but that credit confirmation doesn't come back in time, the system automatically triggers a reversal. It's like a built-in money-back guarantee that fixes the problem for you.
All right, now we get to the real secret sauce behind the system's incredible speed and scale. How can banks possibly handle billions of these instant transfers every month? Well, the answer is they don't. At least, not in the way you might think.
Here it is, the payment successful notification you get. It isn't actually telling you that physical money has moved yet. It's what's called a credit assurance. It's basically your bank sending a trusted promise, an IOU to the receiver's bank saying, I guarantee I owe you this money. The entire instant system runs on these super fast, trusted promises between banks.
So here's how that actually works. All day long, millions of these digital IOs are flying back and forth between banks. Then, at the end of the day, all the banks get together and tally everything up. So instead of moving money around for every single tiny transaction, they just settle the final score. If Bank A owes Bank B $1 billion, but Bank B owes Bank A $900 million, they just make one single transfer of $100 million to call it even. It is incredibly efficient.
And the scale that this system operates at, thanks to that efficiency, it's just mind-boggling. We are talking about more than 10 billion transactions every single month. This isn't some small-time project. It is one of the biggest real-time payment systems on the entire planet.
And you know, the strength of this architecture is so good that it's actually going global. The NPCI switch is now connecting to other countries' payment systems, like PayNow in Singapore. This whole design is basically becoming a blueprint for the rest of the world.
So what's the big takeaway here? Well, it means the UPI system isn't just some clever fix for today's problems. Its fundamental design makes it incredibly strong, super secure, and absolutely ready for whatever comes next.
The real genius is in its layers. By keeping the app separate from the core plumbing, new apps and features can be built without ever touching the secure foundation. Security with tokenization is baked right in. The central switch, NPCI, makes sure every bank and every app can talk to each other. And maybe most importantly, all of this is built on top of the IMPS system, a proven 24/7 foundation, which is why your payments work at 3 a.m. on a Sunday.
So when you really step back and look at it, you realize this is so much more than just a way to pay for coffee. It's a blueprint for moving value, any kind of value, instantly and securely across a massive population. And that leaves us with a really fascinating thought. If this architecture works so well for money, what else could it work for? What other complex parts of our lives could be totally transformed by this same powerful foundation of trust, security, and access for everyone?